This video is sponsored by PCBWay, the makers of high-quality printed circuit boards, 3D printing, and so much more. Their products was used in this build, so go check them out. More on that later. Hello, Randy Rain here, and welcome to my 300th video in a row. For almost 6 years now, I've been putting out a video every Saturday on refurbishing something, building something, and this is my 300th. Now, I've done a lot of these mechanical dioramas. The ones that I refurbished, they came out late 90s, early 2000s. As I refurbishing them, I always wanted to make my own. And so that's what I did. I made this one. Let me show you how. The first thing to do is, of course, build the shadow box. It's made out of 1/4-inch MDF. And I glued it all together. Now, MDF is very, very porous. And if you want to know a little tip to take care of the edges, use very thin CA glue. It'll soak it right up, plasticize the wood, and you won't see any grain whatsoever. And it sands beautifully. I painted the box black, started with a flat finish, and then I moved on to a semi-gloss. Interesting enough that these things really don't have a name. I came up with the name dioramaton, as in diorama and automaton put together. But dioramaton sounds awful lot like a dinosaur, so I'm not completely sold on it. But it's really just a mechanical shadow box diorama. These are the gearboxes. You got this one goes here. This one goes here. This one goes there. The motor goes there. And this one runs the color wheel. So this one, get this in here. Yeah, I guess that's the way to do it. This is the second gearbox. This one's basically a linear actuator. This one is very similar to the first one, a little different. There's more gears. And this one goes here, and this one goes like that, I think. Yep. And this by far is the most complicated one. This one took me a little while to get right. This one, you know, there's a little planetary gear system that I have. Because one of these gears goes there. One of these gears goes there. Then this one. And then this one. So when it spins this way, it's make this last one here go a lot faster. But then when it spins this way, it goes a lot slower because it adds in a gear. And now this one, it gets up on stands because the output is right here and it's going to be on the bottom and not on the top. It'll be cement here. So this is the printed circuit board made by PCBWay, who makes very high quality circuit boards. And so far, they are the only people who've ever sponsored any of my videos. Not because I don't get bombarded with companies asking me to sponsor their stuff. It's because this is the only company that's asked me and I actually use. You won't see me using a sponsor that I don't use. I won't convince you to become a lord or a lady or play some video game that obviously I don't play. The only people who are going to sponsor me are companies that I believe are trustworthy and worthy of sponsoring me, and PCBWay is most definitely one of those companies. If you need a printed circuit board or 3D printing or CNC and all kinds of stuff that they do, all kinds of fabrication, I can vouch for them and tell you this is a great company to do it. You will be satisfied. I'm not good at this promotion stuff, so I'm just telling you how it is. This is a great company. You won't be disappointed in their products. I use them, so don't be afraid to use them as well. Matter of fact, you've probably seen other videos that they sponsored because they are very much in the maker community. So by all means, if you need something that they can do, go check them out. The prices are great. They have all kinds of shipping options. You can get it really, really fast if you need it. I've used them on many occasions. I've used their printed circuit boards many times, and I've used their 3D printing as well. I have 3D printers, but when I need something done with high quality, this is where I go. Got me some nice wire management going on here. Print out this little piece, and it takes a screw in the center. And you can rotate it how you need it. Tighten it down. Then you take your zip tie and go through here. Okay, that should be close enough. Now, if you're wondering about the character, Bill Waffle, and where that came from, I couldn't use copyrighted characters, so I had to create my own characters. Now, I have a really good friend of mine who's also a magician, and he goes by the name Will Baffle. It's, of course, William Baffle, but he goes by Will Baffle. Well, one day I realized that if you switch the first letters of his first and last name, you get Bill Waffle, which I think is hilarious. So that's the character I went with because I wanted it to be a magic themed mechanical diorama. So that's why I used the character Bill Waffle. And I had my friend from Greece to do all the artwork for me. So I built everything that you see, all the mechanics, all the construction, all the electronics, everything I did except for the artwork. That was done by my friend in Greece. And then take 120 sandpaper and go with downstrokes. And then I take just a Sharpie marker and black out the edge. This is my final design, I think, on the color wheel. And so now it needs to be color. And I've got all kinds of little gels here. So now I've got some really old CA glue that's really gotten thick. That should work pretty well. My voltage regulators weren't cutting it. They were getting way too hot. So I went with these little buck converters here. And they seem to do the trick. So that's how I built it. So you ready to see it in action? Well, let me show you. So if you like this video, I sure would appreciate a big thumbs up. If you want to see more stuff like this, hit the subscribe button. I want to thank these people right here. These are the people that allow me to do this amazing stuff like that. I could never do this stuff and put out 300 videos like this once a week without people like this helping me out. And I thank them oh so very much, because they're the ones that make this possible. And if you'd like to become a patron, of course, there's links and perks and all that stuff. So if you want to help out the channel, go check out Patreon. There's also the super thanks and the PayPal donations and all that stuff. Anyway, thanks for watching.